Hi, this video presents how Informix Dynamic Server Database Management System provides the highest level of availability of services to the clients. How to measure high availability? High availability is measured using number of nines. Informix complies to 5 nines in HA context. Informix is guaranteed to be available 99.999% of the time, which translates to only around 5 minutes of possible downtime in a year. This is the standalone IDS server. Here we have database is stored in a disk and the mirror image of the database is stored in another disk. This is the first level of redundancy within the same host to fall back onto the mirror disk when the primary disk stops working. Next we have High Performance Data Replication Server or HDR. The role of this server to be a hot standby to the primary server. Users can connect to both these servers to perform the transactions. All the changes happen to the primary server will be replicated to the HDR as well and vice versa. Informix HDR supports both synchronous mode and asynchronous mode for replication. Informix HDR also helps in disaster recovery when it is configured to run with synchronous mode. Next we have Shared Disk Secondary, also called as SDS server. The role of this server is to provide scalability and increasing processing power. It uses the same disk as that of a primary. Informix SDS looks at the data exactly the way primary looks at it. Due to this, SDS is more suited for becoming a primary when the original primary server goes down. Next type of server we have is RSS or Remote Standalone Secondary Server. The role of this server is similar to HDR. Informix primary replicates all the changes to RSS in asynchronous mode. Informix RSS can also become a primary server when the primary server goes down. If the application demands more scalability, processing power, and redundancy in geographically distributed locations, Informix allows to have more SDSs and RSS as needed. Note that all the types of the servers such as HDR, RSS, and SDS can potentially become a primary server during a failover. We also have another type of data redundancy using enterprise replication. HDR and RSS replicates all the rows modified in the transactions, but ER has the ability to replicate only selected columns in a selected rows via select queries. ER can be made to replicate only the business critical data, which is subset of huge data in the primary. And this behavior makes ER to perform some basic level ETL operations. Having so many types of IDS servers, now the question arises, which server to become a primary server when the original primary goes down? This decision is made by Connection Manager as it understands the entire topology of the cluster. The Connection Manager is configured with enough information by the way of service level agreements. These SLAs drive Connection Manager to promote a specific server within the cluster to the primary when the primary server goes down. Like the clients can connect the individual IDS servers, they can also connect the servers through Connection Manager. This helps clients not to worry about the change in primary server when there is a failover happened by CM. Informix Connection Manager performs few important tasks: rule-based redirection of connections, cluster load balancing, automatic cluster failover, and failover arbitration. When CM not able to contact primary server, it goes through failover arbitration. Arbitration is a process of inquiring from all the IDS servers in the cluster whether the primary is really down. When all the servers respond that the primary is not reachable anymore, CM does the automatic failover by promoting one of the SDS or HDR or RSS to a primary server. We can also configure another connection manager as a fallback. This concludes that the Informix database users does not experience downtime as simply IDS is always available. Thank you.